Hey guys, so this is your Thursday ELA Video Notes. We're going to be working with Chapter 5 Big Question, Reference List, and the Maya Geographical Example. So the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to do the big question. So the big question is, what factors led to the start all over again. What factors led to the success of the Aztec capital of Tenochtitlan? All right. So I went back and I looked. I had to go back. And I came up with 3 points, in my opinion, that was one of the reasons why the Tenochtitlan was very successful. Number 1, their ability to adapt. They built their city in an area that was once a swamp. And that well-planned city had grids, had canals. They took pride. They cleaned. They had people they had custodians. Guys, custodians. They cleaned. And they took big pride in education. And that education could take them and allow them to better themselves and better the place where they lived. So here are 3 talking points. And I'm going to start you off. And then what you have to do is you have to give me kind of like an example of each one of these. So starting off, we're basically going to restate the question. The question was, what factors led to the success of the Aztec capital of Tenochtitlan? Okay. Let's see how I'm going to word this. All right. So, and I would normally write this on a clean sheet of notebook paper and then write it on here, but I'm not going to do that. What factors led to the success of the Aztec capital of Tenochtitlan? Okay. The Aztec capital of Tenochtitlan. I can say it one time, and I can't say it the next. Tenochtitlan. The Aztec capital of Tenochtitlan was successful because of their ability. One second.
I'm sorry for the interruption, but if you will check your email really quick, I've got a few more names that require your attention.
Sorry, I had to check my email. Okay, so the Aztec capital of Tenochtitlan was successful because of their ability to adapt to their environment. Usually I wouldn't have done that. Their ability to adapt, plan a a little bit solid city and their push for education. Because remember, they had little villages or whatever around it, and each one of those villages had their own school. So the Aztec capital Tenochtitlan was successful because of their ability to adapt to their environment, plan a solid city, and push and their and push for and the push. That doesn't make sense. And sorry. This is what happens to me, especially when I write. My hands move faster than my brain. And their, we'll put desire for education. Okay, so now from this point, what I would do is I would give an example for each one of these. Like for their ability to adapt, I would put the Aztecs' ability to create what they did from the swamp shows their adaptability, and then I would go with the how they planned their city, and then how they had a school in every district, and then of course you would tie it all up with a closing sentence that that would basically be these are the reasons that I believe that Tenochtitlan was successful. Okay, so that's how you would start your paragraph. Okay, so reference list. Most of this, excuse me, is where you're going to get your information from. Most of you are probably going to use the textbook that we have, but some of you may want to look up stuff on the internet, like some buildings. If you choose architecture, what buildings or how did they build something? Farming techniques, you may look up how they created the aqueduct to get to the place. And then the other one, I forgot what it was. I forgot it the other day. Architecture, farming techniques, social class. You can even go and look up the social classes. Even if you go to a website to get a picture, you can use that as a reference. And all you would do, for me, for right now, you would put the title of the webpage or the book, the date that you looked at it, and the source, either the name of the book or the name of the website. Okay? That's all this is. Now, what I have here is an example of what your caption should look like. Now, this paragraph should look familiar because we used it a while back as an example for the paragraphs. Now, so like I said, your caption is just a real short, sweet, and to the point paragraph. This one was on the Maya geographic features. So it says Mesoamerica, home of the Maya civilization, has interesting and diverse geographic features. Located north of the equator in the tropics, the Maya land include part of Mexico and even Central America. Types of land included lowlands, mountains, coast, and rainforests. Even though the region is surrounded by water, some areas are drier than others. The land on which the Maya civilization grew is full of variety, with different kinds of land, plants, and animals. So let's look at it. Number one, my topic sentence. Okay. Mesoamerica, home of the Maya civilization, has interesting and diverse geographic features. So the rest of this paragraph should be about the interesting and diverse geographic features that the Mesoamerica where the Maya lived had. So first I put its location, which was in the story. Then I described the geographic features. Geographic features, it's not only like the mountains and the plains and everything, it also their climate. And then I gave some interesting things with the land on which the civilization grew was full of variety. So, I made a mistake. That's supposed to be a comma right there. So that's how your little caption is going to be. You're going to give me the main topic or your topic sentence, and you're going to be able to support that with at least 3 sentences. Now, since it's a caption, I'm not necessarily going to require a closing sentence, which I should, but since it's a caption, I'm not, because it's supposed to be something like you can pull out real quick. So this would be an example of what your caption should look like. Now, remember, this is your reference list. This is if you find any information outside of your book for your Codex project. So I should have said that first. This is for your Codex project. So like for me, I found pictures on one website. So what I would do is the date I found it was last Friday. So this Friday, that's October 30th? Yeah. So like I would put October 30th, 2020. The title of it was actually, what was it? Oh, it was like South American cultures. No, wait. That's the wrong one. No, it was Mesoamerica. I've been looking at so many websites for this. It was the Mesoamerica cultures. And I'll have to put the website here for you. But this just tells me where you got information, because I do not want you to get into the habit of taking stuff and not giving people credit. That's not good, and it will get you in trouble later on when you're writing papers. So that is Thursday's video notes. I'll come back with y'all later with your practice and skill.